Hello, friends. Welcome back to Turn a Stone Tarot. I'm so glad you're here today. Welcome in. Today's reading is a message from your pet. This can be any pet you like. It can be a pet that has passed on. It can be a pet that is currently alive. So past or present pets are delivering messages here today. And I want to tell you before we get into the cards that these animals on the cards do not have to represent your pet. For example, you don't need to have a salamander or a horse or a beaver to participate in this reading. These are just meant to serve as sort of visual cues for you. Perhaps the animal, the words, or the colors on the card draw you in. However you choose your pile is up to you, but again, not a literal representation of your pet. All right, so let's look at the three groups that I have for you today, and please choose one of the three groups. The first group is the salamander and black pepper. The word on that card is inspiration. The second group is the horse and bluebell. The words on that card are modest fortitude. And the third group is the beaver and birch. The word on that card is home. So please choose whichever card or pile is calling to you most. Timestamps are in the description box below. Please click ahead to your reading, and I will see you in your chosen group. Hello, Group 1. Welcome to your reading. This is your message from your pet. So let's take a look at your cards. The first card that you were drawn to is the salamander and black pepper, and the word on this card is inspiration. This card is associated with a lot of energy, a lot of fiery energy. The salamander is thought to be able to walk through fire and survive unscathed. So a lot of energy, a lot of fiery energy, as I mentioned. Also with this, I'm getting a lot of jumpy energy. This card literally jumped out of the deck as I was working with these cards. So you may have had an animal that was very jumpy, or you may currently have an animal that's very jumpy, likes to jump up. Maybe jumping is part of its natural nature, or maybe it's just part of its behavior, but definitely was getting a lot of energy and a lot of jumpy energy as well with this pet. Some of you may truly have reptiles. That will apply to some of you. I was seeing the face of a llama, so maybe somebody is checking in about a llama here in this reading. Also getting border collie, that came through as well. That you may have other pets, of course, but those were just some of the pets that were coming through right away as I started to work with your reading. So I pulled some cards and I asked your pets to, or your pet to give us a message about you, and then something that they want for you and something that they want for themselves. And the readings also kind of work together. So I'll tell you what I'm seeing. With the For You line on the top here, we've got the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Swords, interesting, two sevens, and then we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So the number 7 may be relevant to your pet somehow. But I see with the Seven of Cups, I got, that's a lot of cups energy. I'm getting that your pet loves you very much. However, I think your pet would like you to not worry so much. I get the sense from your pet that they think that you're very worried. Maybe you're staying up at night and your pet is concerned about this. There may be somebody in the household that the pet doesn't like here with this Seven of Swords figure in the middle. I get the sense that they think this person or whatever this is draining your energy, taking away your time. Maybe it's giving you these worries. Your pet really would love for you to be released from whatever is worrying you, whatever is draining your energy and time. Your pet loves you very much, and I think they want you to have more peace in your life, more calm in your life, perhaps not to be troubled by, it may be a person or a situation. Perhaps it looks like there's something perhaps a little bit troubling that's troubling your pet that they would like you to be free from in some way or have some relief from. I did also ask the pet, what do they need for themselves? And I'll explain how this applies to a pet that's passed on as well. But let's start with, for those of you who have pets who are currently alive, your pet loves, your pet realizes that you respect it very much. Your pet knows that you can kind of feel into it and sense it, that you kind of give your pet its space, that you understand its origins as a wild animal. Your pet really loves this about you, the respect that you have for it. The pet likes to be around you, not necessarily to be touched. I'm not getting that so much, but it does like to be in your presence. The pet feels that it can communicate with you to some extent, and the pet really does have a very high opinion of you. I think the pet really appreciates you and loves you very much and likes to be around you. However, as this line goes on, the pet is showing me a bit of stress here. With the Eight of Bows, Hearthfire, next to the Two of Stones, Challenge, the pet is showing me that it is feeling overstimulated. For some of you, are you having a lot of parties or social gatherings? The pet is telling me that this is stressful for it. That it needs more peace and quiet. It's showing me a lot of people activity. I don't know if it's a large household, maybe. This could also be pointing to other pets as well. Your pet may be acting out with aggression towards other pets, or just in general acting out aggressively. Your pet is showing me a sense of overstimulation. And it would like a calmer environment here. We see with the Six of Arrows transition card, your pet would like more space. Your pet would like more calm, more quiet. It's feeling overstimulated, I think, in the current environment here. Also, this fire imagery is coming back again. This Eight of Bows, Hearthfire. We've got a fire here, and the salamander is associated with fire. For some of you, I'm getting that your pet feels too warm. So that won't apply to everyone out there, but your pet is telling me it's too warm where it's being kept, and it would like things to be a little bit cooler. Also with this card, I'm seeing that your pet wants more space. It wants more freedom just to do what it does. And, like swans, they just want to swim. I'm getting the sense that your pet just wants to do whatever, its kind of animal likes to do. It would like to engage in that behavior. I'm also getting this for those of you who have pets that have passed on. Your pet, again, is kind of showing me that there's some kind of influence in your life that it doesn't think is good for you, and your pet would like to see you move on from this. So even if your pet has passed on, your pet is pointing me to some kind of arrangement where you may be overstimulated. Maybe you're going out too much and partying too much, or spending too much time with this individual who's kind of draining you. And, your pet really thinks this is challenging for you and would like you to move on to something more peaceful, where you can kind of return to who you more authentically are, who you are at your deepest core. I think there's something that appears to be kind of taking away your energy here. It's showing up in both rows of this reading. And your pet really wants to see a calmer environment for you, more peace and quiet, more space, and more freedom for you ultimately. I'm going to draw a couple more oracle cards for you to get more messages from your pet here. So let's see. This is the Animal Spirit deck by Kim Kranz. Let's see which animal comes out with more wisdom for us today. Seeing this one, we have the Scorpion. So I'm going to go ahead and read this from the book here so that we can make sure you get the full message. And it says, Scorpion, passionate, competitive, tends toward isolation. Yeah, and the competitive really goes with this Two of Stones challenge card that I'm getting. So there's some kind of competition. Maybe there's fighting happening in the home. That's a possibility. It won't resonate for everyone. It says the scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the scorpion's heat festers and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. When in balance, the scorpion is wild and free and fierce. When out of balance, the Scorpio can be jealous, resentful, unresolved. To bring into balance, honesty and forgiveness are called for. So, beautiful message from the scorpion. Again, that fire coming through, and sort of that need for some isolation as well, or maybe isolation that's happening as a result of whatever this dynamic is that's going on. To close out your reading, I'm going to draw a Divine Feather Messenger card for you. So let's see what your pet wants to bring forth from the Divine Feather Messenger. Oh, and that was very clear. We have the White Swan. Oh, and you have a White Swan here in the Six of Arrows card. It says, the power of divine grace is within you. The power of divine grace is within you. So with this card, and you have got swans appearing twice, I do think your pet is calling you to kind of smooth things out, maybe to sort of look within yourself to see how you can smooth out the environment that you're living in. If there is some conflict going on within your environment, how can you bring more ease, more smoothness, more grace into your daily life? I think it's going to help create more happiness within yourself, as well as if your pet is alive. I think your pet will appreciate this as well. So my group one, that is the message from your pet. I hope you have found this message helpful. I hope it proves to be beneficial for you and your pet. And if your pet has passed on, I'm so happy to have had the opportunity to connect you with your pet here today. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. I look forward to seeing you in a future reading. Thank you. Hello, group two. Welcome to your reading. This is your message from your pet. So the card that you were drawn to in the intro is the Horse and Bluebell card. And the words on this card are modest fortitude. So I'm getting a lot of information from this card. Some of you are coming to this reading literally about a horse. So the pet that you're wondering about is indeed a horse. This is not true for all of you. For some of you, it's a different pet. I'm even getting birds for some of you. You may be wondering about a bird that you have. I'm seeing cats. I'm seeing dogs. Of course, there may be other animals as well, but that's what I'm getting initially. When I tuned into the energy of your pet, I felt a very heavy sensation. So to me, this indicates this could be a very large animal, not necessarily, but it could be a large animal that you're wondering about. It could also be an animal that's maybe carrying a little extra weight. For some reason, again, this sense of heaviness with the animal. Your animal may be even experiencing some grief at the present time. That's a possibility as well. And then the blue really stood out to me in this card, and it came through in your reading here with the heron as well. I often think of the great blue heron. So with blue, I'm getting animals named Blue, that your animal may have been named Blue, or it may be a blue healer or have blue in the breed name somehow. But the color blue is coming through as important for some of you watching this reading. So that is kind of starting us off. I'm also getting with this card, your pet is very sweet, very gentle, very sensitive, and also has a real strength to them, very strong pet that can really endure a lot of things, almost the sense of endurance with your pet. Very wise, but very kind, very sweet, rather gentle even. I'm getting some gentle energy with your pet. So yeah, lots of beautiful energy coming from this card. So let's talk about your pet and what's going on with your message here. So I did ask for your pet to tell me about you, which is the top row, and what your pet sort of needs and wants, or your pet's message for you if your pet has indeed passed on in the bottom row here. So let's get into your pet's sort of observations about you in the top row. And your pet is telling me that things are a little out of balance right now. Are you having some difficulties at the present time? Your pet is pointing to some difficulties that you may be going through. Um, I'm seeing for some of you, there may be financial problems at the present time that you're coming across this reading that may be affecting you, and your pet is picking up on this. There may be issues regarding, for some of you, I'm seeing that you have like a farm or a small farm or like a homestead with some land attached to it. Again, it won't apply to everyone, but I'm definitely seeing some farming or hobby farm kind of energy here. And maybe are there difficulties with keeping the hobby farm or the farm going? That's coming through in these cards here. Some of you may be thinking about moving. That also is coming through here. Your pet is picking up on this, that there's, maybe some thoughts of moving elsewhere. I'm also getting a sense of stuckness here. Do you feel sort of stuck where you are, even though you kind of want to make a move? Um, your pet is showing me some ups and downs, maybe emotionally, maybe with resources, some ups and downs. But your pet is certainly picking up on this, and your pet really would like to turn this around for you. I'm not sure how much power your pet really has to do that. But they really want to see you in a much more stable place, whether that's stable financially, stable in terms of your home and your property, or stable in terms of finances. I think your pet really wishes for you to have increased stability in your life, because I'm getting a sense of stuckness, of ups and downs, of perhaps wanting something to change, but not quite knowing how to make the change happen. So your pet is picking up on all of these sort of ideas, phenomena, energies that may be occurring around the homestead or the place where it lives. And please know that your pet loves you very much here. I'm getting, I'm feeling a lot of love coming through this reading. I'm feeling a lot of patience. Your pet is very patient. And let's talk about your pet for a little while here. Your pet is coming through with some messages. And this is if you have a living pet. I will also discuss if your pet has passed on in a moment. But let's start with your pets who are currently alive and well. First of all, they showed me the Eight of Stones card. And this is telling me that your pet wants to work, or it wants to do the things that it was bred to do, or be able to engage in the behaviors that have come through its bloodline. So, for instance, if you have like a cattle dog, your dog wants to be able to herd in some capacity, or at least imitate the behavior of herding. Your pet was designed to do a particular kind of job, and it very much wants to be able to do this job. So I'm not sure what steps you can take to help your pet be busy. It would like to be, I think, more busy and more engaged in the behaviors that come naturally to it. With this hand on the wall, I'm seeing that your pet really wants to help you. So is there some way that your pet can assist you with its innate natural behaviors? For instance, if it's a horse, is there something, can it take you from place to place, maybe somehow, help you just accomplish certain activities? your pet would really like to help lighten your load in any way that it can. But it also wants to remind you that it was designed to work, it was designed to do a job, and it's very important to your pet to be able to carry out these behaviors, these impulses in its life in order to feel happy and secure and fulfilled. Your pet is also telling me its feeding containers. I'm seeing all the bowls here. Its feeding containers are very important to it. It needs a clean bowl, a clean trough, a clean receptacle from which to eat and drink. So if your pet is asking you to just be very careful that its eating dishes are very clean, that's important to your pet. That is coming through. Also, your pet with this home card, the 10 of Stones, home, I'm seeing inside and outside. Your pet wants to be able to go outside and then also spend some time inside. So being able to move from the indoors to the outdoors and back indoors again is very important to your pet. Your pet's home, where it spends the night, is very important to it. It wants a very clean home, a clean bed, a clean enclosure, wherever you keep your pet. The cleanliness of the space is important to your pet, so your pet is pointing that out as well. But also access to the outdoors is very important to your pet. It loves to be outside. It loves to get some fresh air. And then it also likes to kind of return to a shelter in some respect. So clean shelter is very important to your pet. Also, your pet is showing me here the King of Vessels, the heron. For some of you, I'm getting that if you do see a heron, that is a sign from your pet that your pet is with you, that your pet is thinking of you. It's a sign from your pet. If you see a heron, just know that your pet is sending you a message if that pet has passed on. Also, for some of you with pets who are currently living, water is very important to your pet. Your pet wants clean water, very clean water. It's telling me a ready access to a plentiful supply of water. So your pet is asking, please don't let the water run out. It wants to have access to clean water at all times. So water is very important for your pet. And again, a very loving pet. This is often a card of a very loving creature, loving, stable, mature. And I'm getting these vibes from your pet generally, very loving, stable, mature energy coming from the animal that you're inquiring about today. I do have another message for you, those of you with living pets. Your pet is a little embarrassed to bring this forward. In fact, it didn't want me to show the card that came out. But your pet is jealous of another pet, or maybe even another person for some of you. But the pet is telling me of an issue with jealousy. It's a little shy about this. It's not proud of its jealousy, but it does feel envious of perhaps some treatment that you're giving to another pet or another person in the environment. And I'm just telling you this so that you can be aware of it, perhaps be a little more mindful of your pet's feelings in this situation. But your pet is experiencing some feelings of jealousy, of envy, regarding the way that you're treating another person or another animal in the environment. So just a message for some of you out there. If your pet has indeed passed on, your pet really does want you to have a stable home. I'm getting that sense, again, with the cards at the top indicating some instability. Perhaps your pet has passed on, but you may be having some thoughts regarding moving home, changing home, being able to stay in a home. So know that your pet is trying to assist you in some way with making sure that you have a stable and secure home. Maybe if you have other animals in your care, your pet is working from the other realms to help make sure that you're able to continue to have your animals in your care, in your home. It's another message coming through here. So for those of you who have pets that passed on, they're really focusing in on the home here. There may be something about fixing up a home, improving a home, making a home more secure, more stable, creating just a really loving environment for you. This is what your pet wants for you, to be able to create a loving, stable environment for yourself, for your family, for any person or animal kind of in your world. They want you to be able to have stability and a loving home base, basically. All right, I'm also going to draw 2 oracle cards for continued messages from your pet here today. Oh, I did also want to point out, for those of you with horses, we've got the horse here, and then the horse came through again on the Knight of Pentacles card. So definitely some horse owners watching this here today. I just thought that was interesting. All right, so let's look at the animal spirit oracle for you today and see what's coming through. We got the whale card for you, and I'm just going to read this out of the book so that I make sure to get the whale message accurate for you. One moment. It says, whale, desire to delve deeper, profound peace, ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. When in balance, whales are calm, steady, and deeply compassionate. When out of balance, whales feel heavy and slips into their old story. And I was getting that heavy feeling when I tuned into your reading. So I do think the whales are concerned that something is out of balance here, to bring into the balance regular self-care. So I think this message is coming forward here to acknowledge, your deep, compassionate nature. And I think your pet also has a calm, steady, compassionate nature. Your pet is encouraging self-care at this time for you to help kind of balance out whatever these imbalances are that are perhaps showing up in your life at this time. But again, really a loving message here coming through with the whale. And finally, I'm going to choose a divine feather messenger card for you. Again, I said I was getting some bird energy. So I think some of you have birds as well. Maybe you have a bird with blue feathers. That's a possibility for some of you. But this, of course, this message will be for all pet owners here. And I'm seeing this one. It says, hawk, pay attention. A powerful message is being communicated to you. Pay attention. A powerful message is being communicated to you. All right, so you may be receiving some messages soon. Maybe this message strikes you as powerful. That's a possibility, certainly, but not necessarily so. You may be receiving a powerful message in some other aspect of your life. The hawk is a very alert animal. A creature that can see from great distances, that really sees the details of things. So I think with this message, your pet is saying to, be alert, be attuned to what's happening in your environment, because there is a powerful message coming through to you that I think can really assist you and perhaps help you to bring in some of this balance in your life. All right, group 2, that is the message from your pet. I hope this reading resonated with you. If it did, please comment down below if you're willing to share your animal and a little bit of information about your animal and how this reading related to your animal. I would love to hear that if you're willing to share, so please comment down below. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate your time and attention today. I wish you all the best for a wonderful future, and may your day be filled with light, love, and boundless blessings, and I will see you in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your reading. This is your message from your pet. So initially, I'm getting a few different animals coming through. I got a parrot, I got a mouse or mice. I'm getting horse energy, rabbit energy, honestly, rodent energy. So any animals in the rodent family, that could be like a rabbit or a guinea pig or a hamster. So any kind of pet um, in that category is coming through. Also, I mentioned the parrot, other birds as well. You may be somebody who has a bird. Horse energy is showing up here, as well as cat, dog. You may have another animal as well, but those are the animals that are showing up immediately here. Let's talk about the card that you chose here. So the card that you were drawn to in the intro is the Beaver and Birch card. And this card speaks of home, it speaks of protection. So with this card, your animal is telling me that its home environment is very important to it. It finds it very important to have a stable home, a secure home, a clean home. It's very concerned or preoccupied with the state of its home, I should say. It's also a bit of a homebody. Your animal likes to be at home. So that's important to your animal too. Very nice card here. I get the sense that your animal is really a very loving creature, really loves its home, loves its family, is very protective of you, protective of any other animal companions it may have. Very sweet energy coming from this card. So the way I've organized the reading, the top row represents your animal's kind of observations about you and the humans in its life. And then the bottom row represents the animal's own wants and desires and messages for you. So let's talk about the cards. First of all, as I was tuning into your animal's energy, I got some energy of nervousness, some anxiety. So I don't know if your animal exhibits some anxious qualities or anxious behaviors, but I was feeling a sense of anxiety and also a little bit of excitement as well. So there may be, maybe your animal gets excited over treats or over certain activities, or maybe when you use a high voice. But I'm getting with your animal both a sense of anxiety and then sometimes excitement, and they would kind of go back and forth. So interesting energy coming through from your animal. I asked the animal to tune me into your energy, and I was drawn to my heart space. So your animal has the sense that you're a very heart-centered person. I think you have a very loving heart. I think you're very anchored in your heart. Your animal notices this about you and was communicating that to me as we started the reading here. So yeah, I just want to bring that forward, that your animal really appreciates the qualities of your heart. That was the primary thing that your animal showed me as we started the reading. Let's talk about the cards here. So we've got the Three of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Tower card. And I just want to say you and your animal are an excellent match because you got 2 Wands cards out of 3 here. And these bows in this deck are the same as Wands card. So you and your animal have a very similar energy, or a very, very similar qualities, I should say. Similar orientation to the world, similar observations, perhaps. But you do share some commonalities here, with wands showing up for you and wands showing up for your animal. Your animal is pointing to perhaps perhaps a lot of travel. Do you travel a lot? Some animals are showing me that you're gone a lot, or you leave a lot on trips. The animal finds this a bit disruptive, I must tell you. The animal wishes to have you around more. Your animal really loves companionship, and this may not apply to every one of you, but some of you are gone frequently, and this is a little bit upsetting to the animal. I just want to share that. So take it as you will, but the animal is pointing me to a lot of absence. And I think your animal feels that it's too much absence and it would like to rebalance that if it could. Your animal is also showing me a move, a potential move. Are you moving? It's showing, this is the card of drastic changes here, the Tower. And when I see it next to the Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands, I'm drawn to a move, maybe a long distance move, changing locations, things moving fast. Your animal is showing me things moving fast. So I don't know if you've got some kind of move planned. That may be true for some of you. For others of you, I think the animal is just pointing to, I don't know how else to say this, maybe a lot of drama in the home. I mean that in the kindest possible way, but, is there just a lot of activity in the home? A lot of energy in the home? The animal is pointing that out to me in the home environment or in the environment that it's in, where the people are. It's pointing to a lot of changes, a lot of activity, and I think this is having an effect on the animal. I think it might be amping up the animal's energy a bit. All of the changes and the activity. And for those of you who travel or have to be away for extended periods, that's having an effect on the animal as well. All right, let's take a look at this row here, and I'll share with you what the animal brought forward in terms of what it wants and what it appreciates and what it needs. So for those of you with living animals, animals who are currently with us, they show me the Eight of Bows, the Hearthfire card. And with this card, I'm getting companionship. So your animal really does love companionship, whether that's the companionship of people, or it may be the companionship of other animals. That could be animals of its own species or animals of another species even. But companionship is very important. Your animal would appreciate being next to others in some respect, just for sheer companionship, company, and to not be alone, I guess, for much of its days. It's also showing me the Seven of Bows, the clearance card. And with this, the animal is showing me that they like space. They need to have some space to move about. They would like some freedom, some time in the outdoors. They like to have the ability to move freely, to move about, not to be too hemmed in by maybe their living circumstances or their structure. They would like a certain amount of freedom. They're bringing that forward. With the Ten of Bows responsibility card, your animal is showing me that they like puzzles, they like activities, they like things to do, they like to be busy in some respect. So I'm getting the example of a snuffle mat. I don't know if you know what a snuffle mat is, but there are these mats with lots of fabric textures on them, and you can hide treats in them, and the animals will go in and find the treats, and it keeps the animal's mind busy and helps them with searching behaviors. That's just a random example, so it may not apply to your animal, but whatever kinds of toys or activities, or even exercise. Your animal likes exercise. It likes to move. It likes to solve puzzles. It likes to do things. Your animal is coming forward to say that it likes to keep busy and it likes to move. Also, I'm getting with the hooded man here, your animal, your pet is actually a spiritual guide for you. I'm not sure if you maybe already know this about your animal, but your animal definitely was placed in your life for a purpose, to assist you on your path. So your animal really does have a very special connection with you. Your animal also likes it very much when you talk to it, when you communicate with it. Whatever you can do to commune with this animal, to feel into its energy, or to exchange energy with it in a positive way. That's very beneficial to both you and the animal. So do know that your animal is a spiritual guide for you. It is assisting you and also serving as a bit of a teacher for you as well. So you really do have a special relationship with this animal. Very important animal in your life. Also, I'm being drawn to, we have a lot of fire and light in these cards. There's a fire here, a fire here, a fire here, and this is a lighted lantern here, so we can presume there is a fire within. So with that, the animal is telling me that warmth is important to it. Your animal likes to be warm and comfortable. It doesn't like to be cold. So the animal is asking me to tell you, please be sure that it always has a warm environment that it can be in. The animal really likes warm environments where it can be. It also needs adequate light. Your animal doesn't like to be in the dark for too long. It likes to have access to daylight, plenty of light. So light is very important to your animal's health and well-being. So it's bringing that message forward as well. And if your animal has passed on, this is just confirmation that your animal was indeed placed into your life by spirit. Your animal was here to help you overcome some challenges I'm seeing. You may have had challenges in family or challenges in the home, and your animal was sent as a means of comfort for you to help you get through those challenges. That can also apply to some of you for whom your animal is still living, but certainly for those of you who are inquiring about a past pet, that the animal that you are thinking of was indeed brought here to help you get through some difficult, perhaps change in the home situation. All right, I'm also going to draw another couple of oracle cards for you to get some additional messages from your animal. Let's see what your pet wants to say. I'm going to draw from the Animal Spirit deck by Kim Kranz. We'll see which animal wants to come forward for you here today for additional messages. All right. Oh, that was very, very deliberate. Okay, we have the Elephant card for you. I'm going to read out of the book for this one. All right, the Elephant. I also want to point out that the elephant is associated with the fire element. The animals in this deck are distributed among the elements, and the elephant is one of the fire element in this deck. So really interesting. You have a lot of fire energy going on in this reading here today. So let's talk about the elephant. It says, unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with light of self-knowledge. Wow, and that really echoes the Hooded Man card that we got here as well, this kind of journey to self-knowledge. So your animal may be helping you on this journey of self-knowledge. Again, you know, that sense of being a spiritual guide, but wonderful, auspicious symbol here for you, the elephant, group 3. It says, when in balance, the elephant has one pointed focus, is generous and loving. And when out of balance, the elephant misunderstands its fate. And to bring into balance, the elephant requires trust. So beautiful lesson from the elephant there. Wow, a lot of spiritual energy here coming through your reading today. Again, this sense of your pet being a very spiritual companion for you. Finally, I'm going to draw from the Divine Feather Messenger here, especially as we do have some bird energy coming through this reading, but this will apply to all of you, whether your pet is a bird or not. So let's see what your animal wants to bring forward from the Bird Messenger deck here. All right. And your animal came forward with the white owl. It says, "The wisdom and messages of the divine are within you." Oh my goodness, I can't get over how much that echoes both the elephant and the hooded man card here as well. So your animal really is assisting you in some way to kind of tune within, to tune into the divine, to be aware of the way that the divine moves through you. So, really beautiful spiritual reading, my group threes. This has been your message from your pet. Please comment down below and let me know what kind of pet you have and how this reading applies to your pet. If you're willing to share, I would love to hear about it. It's been really interesting to experience the energy of these pets here today. So thank you so much for being here. Please join me for future readings by hitting that subscribe button. I would appreciate your support in that way if you're able. I hope you have a beautiful day. May it be filled with light, love, and boundless blessings. And I will see you in the next reading. Thank you.